Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your English podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Lana. And today, oh my goodness, today's episode is something very special.
Very special. We are going to talk about a book, and not just any book. A book that honestly changed the way I think about my own life.
Me too. I read this book 2 years ago, and I still think about it almost every day.
The book is called Atomic Habits by James Clear.
And before you say, oh, a self-help book, wait, this book is different. It is not just motivation. It is practical. It has real science, real examples, and it is actually fun to read.
Very fun. And today we are going to go through the most important ideas together in simple English so that you can learn both English and something amazing about how your brain works.
2 things in one episode. Your English improves and your life can improve. That's a pretty good deal, right?
And here's the thing. We're going to be honest with you today. We're going to share our own habits, the good ones and the embarrassing ones.
I will share mine. I'm an open book. Mike, will you be honest?
I will try, no promises.
Before we start, if this is your first time here, hello, welcome, and if you enjoy today's episode, please subscribe. Press the button right now. It is free, it helps us so much, and you will never miss a new episode.
Okay, are you ready? Let's talk about atomic habits. First question. Lana, what does atomic mean?
Great question. Let's start there.
So let's start with the basics. What is atomic habits? Lana, can you describe it in simple words?
Yes. So, Atomic Habits is a book about how to build good habits and how to break bad ones. James Clear wrote it in 2018, and it became one of the most popular books in the world. Over 15 million copies sold.
15 million? That is incredible. Why do you think so many people love it?
I think because it is honest. Other books say, just believe in yourself, you can do it. But James Clear says, your motivation is not the problem. Your system is the problem.
Oh, say that again. Your motivation is not the problem. Your system is the problem.
Exactly. Most people want to be healthy, want to read more, want to learn English, but they struggle because their system, their daily routine, doesn't support those goals.
So the book teaches you how to build the right system.
Exactly. Step by step, small step by small step.
And what about James Clear himself? Who is he? Tell us a little about him.
So, James Clear is an American writer. When he was in high school, that's about 16 or 17 years old, he had a very serious accident. A baseball bat hit him in the face.
He was badly hurt. He almost lost his eye. Oh, wow. That sounds terrifying.
It was terrible. He had to spend a long time recovering. He couldn't do sports. He couldn't do many things he loved. And during that time, he started building small habits to recover, slowly, every day.
So the book comes from real experience, not just theory.
Exactly. He lived it. And eventually, by building tiny habits, one small step at a time, he became an excellent athlete and a successful writer. The book is his story and his method.
I love that. It makes it feel real. It is not just someone telling you what to do from a comfortable office.
Right. He actually did the work. Okay, let's get into the real ideas of the book. The first and most important idea is this. If you get just 1% better every day, you will be 37 times better by the end of the year.
37 times better. That's the math?
That's the math. If you improve 1% every day for 365 days, by the end of the year, you are 37 times better than when you started. But, and this is also true, if you get 1% worse every day, you go almost to zero.
So small things matter in both directions.
Exactly. James Clear calls this the aggregation of marginal gains. But in simple English, small improvements add up to huge results.
Let me make this even simpler. Imagine you're learning English. Every day you learn 5 new words. Just 5. That doesn't feel like much, right?
It feels very small, yes.
But 5 words every day for 1 year, that's 1,825 new words. That's almost 2,000 words. That's enough to have real conversations.
Oh, that's such a perfect example for our listeners. 5 words a day. Nobody will say that's too hard.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of this book. It never asks you to do something big. It asks you to do something tiny every day.
There is another beautiful idea connected to this. James Clear says, forget about goals, focus on systems.
Say more. What does that mean?
Okay, most people set a goal, like, I want to run a marathon, and they focus only on that goal. But James Clear says the goal is not what matters. The system, what you do every day, is what matters.
Because if your system is good, the goal will happen automatically.
Exactly. A runner who runs every morning, even without a specific goal, will eventually run a marathon. But someone who just says, I want to run a marathon, and does nothing different, nothing changes.
This is so relevant to learning English, by the way. I meet so many people who say, I want to speak fluent English. That's the goal. But they don't have a system. They don't listen to a podcast every day. They don't practice speaking.
And you, dear listener, are already using a system right now. You're listening to this podcast. You are building the habit of learning English. That is your system working.
Oh, I love that. We are literally a part of your habit system right now.
We are. So, subscribe to make us a permanent part of your system.
Okay, Lana, real talk. Do you actually use this 1% idea in your own life?
I do. So, one of my habits is reading. I used to feel guilty because I didn't read enough. I would say, I want to read more, but I never did. Then I set a system. I read just 10 pages every night before bed. 10 pages. That is nothing. Maybe 15 minutes.
And what happened?
In 1 year, I read 23 books. 23! And I never felt stressed about it. 10 pages a night, no pressure, no guilt, just 10 pages.
23 books from 10 pages a night. That's the 1% effect in action.
Exactly. What about you, Mike? Do you have a habit like this?
Okay, honest answer, yes. My habit is this podcast. When we started, I recorded 1 episode, and I thought, nobody will listen. It's too small. It doesn't matter.
I remember. You were so nervous.
So nervous. But we did 1 episode, then another, then another. Small, consistent effort. And now, people listen from so many countries. It's incredible to think about.
That is the power of small habits. You didn't try to build a famous podcast in 1 day. You just recorded 1 episode, then 1 more.
1 more. Every time. That's it. Okay, now let's talk about one of the most fascinating parts of the book, The habit loop. Lana, explain it.
Yes, so James Clear explains that every habit has 4 parts, like a cycle that goes around and around. He calls them cue, craving, response, and reward.
Let's take each one. What is a cue?
A cue is a trigger. It's something that starts the habit. It tells your brain, it's time to do this thing. For example, your alarm goes off in the morning. That's a cue. It triggers your morning routine.
Or you sit down on the sofa in the evening. That's a cue for watching TV maybe, or eating snacks.
Very relatable. So the cue is the starting signal.
And craving.
Craving is the desire, the want. After you see the cue, your brain creates a feeling. I want that. If you smell coffee in the morning, you immediately want to drink it. That's the craving.
Oh, I know this feeling very well. I walk past the bakery and I smell fresh bread and suddenly I absolutely need to go inside.
That is a perfect example. The smell is the cue. The sudden hunger and desire, that's the craving. Your brain is already preparing you to eat.
And I always go inside. Every time. I have no power against fresh bread.
That is your habit loop working perfectly. Okay, number 3, response.
Response is the actual action, right? What you actually do.
Exactly. The response is the habit itself, the behavior. You go into the bakery, you buy the bread. Or you go to the gym, you open your English textbook, you run. Whatever the habit is, that's the response.
And reward.
The reward is the good feeling at the end, the satisfaction, the pleasure. You eat the bread, it's delicious. Your brain says, that was great, let's do that again. And the next time you pass the bakery,
I go in again.
you go in again. The loop is complete. Cue to craving, to response, to reward. Back to cue.
So this is why habits are so powerful, and also why they're so hard to break. The loop just keeps going.
Exactly. But James Clear says if you understand the loop, you can change it. You can use it for you, not against you.
Can we do a real example? Let's use learning English.
Yes, perfect.
So the cue could be every morning you make your coffee. The craving, you want to do something nice while you drink it. The response, you open this podcast and listen. The reward, you feel good, you learned something, the coffee tasted better somehow.
Beautiful. And the next morning, you make coffee. Your brain says, remember how good that felt last time? And you open the podcast again.
So you've attached learning English to something you already do every day, making coffee, and it becomes automatic.
James Clear calls this habit stacking. You attach a new habit to an existing one. The formula is, after I do X, I will do Y.
After I make my coffee, I will listen to your English podcast.
That is literally perfect habit stacking. Write that down, everyone.
Lana, I want to ask you something personal. Have you ever successfully broken a bad habit using this knowledge?
Yes, this is a little embarrassing, but I used to check my phone the moment I woke up, every single morning, before I even got out of bed.
I think a lot of people do that.
So many people, and it made me feel terrible, stressed, anxious, overwhelmed before my day even started. So I used the habit loop to change it.
How?
I changed the cue. I put my phone in a different room at night. Now when I wake up, the phone isn't there. The cue disappeared, so the habit couldn't start.
That's so clever. You didn't try to use willpower. You just removed the trigger.
Exactly. James Clear says willpower is not reliable. You can't just try harder. Instead, change your environment so the bad habit is harder to do.
And what did you do instead in the morning?
I replaced the habit. Now, when I wake up, I drink water and sit quietly for 5 minutes. Same time, same moment in my day, but completely different habit.
So you kept the cue, waking up, but you changed the response from phone to water and quiet time.
Exactly right. You understand the habit loop perfectly now.
Okay, this is my absolute favorite part of the book, and I think it is the most powerful idea: identity-based habits. Lana, take it away.
So, most people think about habits like this. I want to lose weight. So they go to the gym. The goal comes first, then the behavior.
That's the normal way of thinking.
But James Clear says there's a deeper, more powerful layer. Instead of starting with the outcome, what you want, start with the identity, who you want to be.
Give me a simple example.
Okay, 2 people want to stop smoking. You offer both of them a cigarette. Person A says, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." Person B says, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker." Which person is more likely to actually stop smoking?
Person B, without question.
Why?
Because person A is fighting against something. They want a cigarette, but they're resisting. Person B has a different identity. They don't see themselves as a smoker, so the cigarette doesn't fit who they are.
Beautiful. You explained it perfectly. James Clear says every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Every time you go to the gym, you vote for, "I am a healthy person." Every time you open this podcast, you vote for, "I am someone who learns English."
Every action is a vote for your identity. That is such a powerful way to think about it.
And the more votes you collect, the stronger that identity becomes. You don't need to go to the gym every single day. You just need to go enough times to believe, "I am someone who exercises."
This connects to something really important for language learners. So many people say, "I'm bad at English," or "English is too hard for me." And that identity, that story about themselves, stops them before they even try.
Exactly. But what if you changed the story? Instead of, "I'm bad at English," "I'm someone who is learning English." That one small shift in identity changes everything.
Because now, every time you listen to a podcast, every time you learn a new word, you're proving that identity right. You are learning English. You are doing it.
You are already the person. The habits just confirm it.
Lana, has this idea personally changed how you see yourself?
Yes, actually. I used to say, "I'm not a morning person." I used this as an excuse. I can't exercise in the morning. I'm just not a morning person.
A lot of people say this.
But after reading Atomic Habits, I realized I was choosing that identity. Nobody is born a morning person. It's a habit, a system. So I decided to become someone who does one thing every morning. Just one thing. I started walking for 15 minutes.
15 minutes? That sounds easy.
Very easy. And after a few weeks, I started to think of myself differently. I'm someone who moves in the morning. Not morning person, just someone who moves. Small shift, but it felt real because I was actually doing it.
The identity came from the action, not the other way around.
Exactly. I didn't wake up one day and decide to be a morning person. I did the action, and the identity followed.
This is genuinely inspiring. And I think it applies to so many things, not just fitness, relationships, work, language learning, anything.
Anything, because everything starts with who you believe you are.
Okay, now let's get to the practical toolkit from the book. James Clear gives us 4 laws, 4 rules for building good habits. Are you ready?
Ready. Let's go through them one by one. Law 1. Make it obvious. Design your environment so the good habit is easy to see and remember.
So, if you want to drink more water, put a bottle of water on your desk. You see it, you drink it. Simple.
If you want to practice guitar, leave the guitar in the middle of the room, not in the closet. If it's visible, it's more likely to happen.
If you want to read more, put the book on your pillow before you leave for work. When you come home and go to bed, the book is already there, waiting for you.
Brilliant. And for bad habits, the opposite. Make them invisible. Hide the chocolate. Put your phone in another room. Remove the cue. Law 2. Make it attractive. Connect a habit you need to do with something you want to do.
Give me an example.
Okay, you need to exercise. You love listening to a specific podcast. Rule, you can only listen to that podcast when you exercise. So exercise becomes attractive because it comes with something you enjoy.
Oh, so the podcast becomes the reward that makes the exercise worth it.
Exactly. Or you want to study English. You love your favorite tea. Rule, you make your special tea only when you study. Suddenly, studying feels nice.
I do this accidentally. I only listen to my favorite podcasts when I'm on the exercise bike. I actually look forward to the bike now because I want to see the next episode.
That is perfect temptation bundling. You did it without even knowing the term. Law 3. Make it easy. Reduced friction. Make the habit require as little effort as possible.
This one is so important. James Clear talks about the 2-minute rule. Want to know what it is?
Tell us.
When you start a new habit, make the first version take only 2 minutes or less. You want to read more. Start with, I will read 1 page. You want to exercise. Start with, I will put on my running shoes. Just the shoes, nothing more.
This sounds almost too simple. Does it work?
Yes, because the hardest part of any habit is starting. Once you start, you usually continue. But if the starting feels hard, if you have to drive to the gym, find your gym clothes, warm up, you'll find an excuse not to do it.
So you make starting so easy that there's no excuse. 2 minutes. Anyone can do 2 minutes.
And often you do the 2 minutes and then you keep going because you've already started. The 2-minute rule is brilliant for learning languages. Don't say, I will study English for 1 hour. Say, I will open my vocabulary app for 2 minutes. That's it.
And most days you'll do more than 2 minutes, but even on bad days, 2 minutes is better than 0. Law 4. Make it satisfying. Give yourself a reward, especially in the beginning.
The 4th law, make it satisfying. Our brains love immediate rewards. If a habit feels good now, we repeat it.
But most good habits have delayed rewards. You exercise today, but you see the results in 3 months. You study English today, but you speak fluently in 2 years. The reward is far away.
Exactly. So you need to add an immediate reward, a small one, something that tells your brain, good job, that felt great. Do it again.
For example?
Track your habit with a check mark. Every day you do the habit, tick the box. After a week, you see a chain of ticks. It feels good. You don't want to break the chain.
This James Clear calls the habit tracker. And there's a famous idea. Don't break the chain. Once you have a streak, a series of days where you did the habit, you want to protect it.
The streak itself becomes the reward. Very clever psychology. Our listeners can do this with their English practice. Every day, you listen to an English podcast. Tick the box. After 10 days, you have a 10-day streak. You won't want to break it. Okay, time for real life. After reading Atomic Habits, or actually during reading it, I decided to try one thing, a very small thing.
Tell me, I don't know this story.
So I wanted to get better at writing, but every time I sat down to write, I thought, this needs to be great. It needs to be perfect. And I never started.
The pressure of perfection stops you before you begin.
Exactly. So I used the 2-minute rule. I decided every morning I write for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. No pressure. Doesn't have to be good. Doesn't have to make sense.
And what happened?
Almost every day I wrote for much longer than 2 minutes because once I started and I removed the pressure, it was actually enjoyable. But the key thing is, on the bad days, I still wrote for 2 minutes. And 2 minutes is better than 0.
Did your writing improve?
I think so. My team says yes. I'm not always sure. I'm my own worst critic. But I now enjoy writing. That's the real change. The identity changed. I'm a writer now. I write every day.
Not, I'm trying to write more. You are a writer. You write every day. The identity is there.
Exactly. What about you, Lana? What habit did you build from this book?
The one I'm most proud of is my language habit, actually. I was learning Spanish, and I kept stopping and starting, stopping and starting.
The classic language learning problem.
Exactly. So I used habit stacking. After I brush my teeth at night, every night, I do 5 minutes of Spanish. Just 5. Brush teeth, Spanish. The teeth brushing is the cue.
Because you brush your teeth every night no matter what.
No matter what. I never forget to brush my teeth, so now I never forget my Spanish either. It's been 14 months. I haven't stopped once.
14 months of consistent practice? That's incredible.
And my Spanish is now actually pretty good. All from 5 minutes. All from attaching it to something I already did.
This is so inspiring. And listeners, you can do exactly this with English. Attach it to something you already do. Coffee, walk, lunch break, bus ride. There is always a moment in your day. Before we finish, we want to share our favorite quotes from Atomic Habits. These are beautiful in English, and the ideas are powerful. Lana, you go first.
My favorite quote is, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." James Clear. I love this one because it completely changes how you think about success. It's not about dreaming bigger, it's about building better daily habits.
Beautiful. Mine is, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. James Clear. I think about this one all the time. Every small decision, every podcast episode you listen to, every walk you take, every kind thing you do, it's a vote for who you are.
And one more. This one I love for our listeners specifically. The most practical way to change who you are is to change what you do. James Clear. You want to be someone who speaks English well? Then do what that person does. Listen every day. Practice every day. Read, speak, make mistakes. The identity follows the action.
You are already doing it. You are listening right now. That is the action. That is the vote.
We are so proud of you for being here. Seriously.
Okay, we covered a lot today. Let's do a quick summary of everything we learned. The 1% rule. Small daily improvement adds up to huge results. Forget goals. Focus on systems and daily habits. The habit loop. Cue to craving, to response to reward. Habit stacking. Attach a new habit to an existing one. Identity-based habits. Become the person, not just reach the goal. The 4 laws. Obvious, attractive, easy, satisfying. The 2-minute rule. Start small, remove all excuses.
And now your challenge this week. And this is a real challenge, not just listening. We want you to choose one small habit, just one, and do it for 7 days.
It can be anything. 5 new English words every day. 10 minutes of listening. Writing 3 sentences in English. Whatever feels right for you.
Use habit stacking. Attach it to something you already do. Use the 2-minute rule. Make it tiny. And track it. Put a tick on your calendar every day.
Then come back and tell us. Write in the comments, my new habit is blank. I will do it after blank. We want to know.
We read every single comment, everyone, and we celebrate with you.
And if this episode inspired you even a little, please share it with a friend, a colleague, your English study partner. The more people hear these ideas, the better.
Give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you want to go deeper, read the book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. It will change how you see your own life. I promise.
It is also great English practice, by the way. The writing is clear, simple, and modern. Perfect for A2, B1 readers.
One more thing. Remember what James Clear says. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Miss a day? No problem. Start again tomorrow. 1 vote at a time.
1 vote at a time. I love that. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. You are incredible for being here.
We'll see you next time. Keep going, keep learning, keep voting for the person you want to become. And please subscribe. It's the best way to support us and never miss an episode. We are so thankful for each one of you.
We are. Bye, everyone.
Bye!